Hi! What does unequally yoked mean? A yoke is a wooden bar that joins two oxen. It joins them to each other and to the load that they are pulling. In order for the oxen to achieve the task set before them, to pull the load to wherever they need to go, they must be equal. An unequally yoked pair or team is one ox stronger or weaker than the other. The weaker, shorter ox will move more slowly than the stronger, taller one, causing them to drag their load around in circles, getting nowhere. When oxen are unequally yoked, they don't work together. They don't work together because they can't. By nature, they are too different to achieve the task. Paul uses this analogy to make a powerful distinction specifically between the believer and the unbeliever. He says that we are like light and dark. He says Christ has nothing in common with Belial, the Hebrew word for worthlessness. Christ is the one who is worthy. What has he in common with worthlessness? The use of the yoke as a metaphor tells us that Paul is talking about the unions we make. The closest and most binding union that we can make is marriage. But this lesson isn't limited to marriage. Every union has its purpose. Friendships, romance, business. Every partnership has a goal, a task, expectations. And everything that we do comes from the beliefs that we are convinced of, whether they are good or bad, true or false. Our worldview, our beliefs, they affect all of our relationships, and depending on the kind of relationship, in different ways. Don't become romantically involved with an unbeliever or a person of another faith, even if they say they don't take it seriously. Stop. Red flag. Look. If Christ is who he claimed to be, if Christ was raised, if Christianity is true, then all other faiths are worthless. All other worldviews are set in darkness. That doesn't mean that there aren't kernels of truth, but that the foundations upon which these worldviews are built are like sand. They won't stand. Also, don't sit and relax with friends who don't believe in God and who don't put their trust in Jesus. People who aren't led by the Spirit. When you're relaxed, you are a sponge. When you relax with people who have these ungodly ideas and you aren't proactive in your faith with them, you are under their influence. Blessed is the man who walks not in the counsel of the wicked, nor stands in the way of sinners, nor sits in the seat of scoffers. And do not venture into business with people whose ethics are not rooted in God, rather in their own interests and their desires. One place that I think we all struggle to draw the line is evangelism. We'll often say, Jesus sat with sinners, tax collectors. But the thing is, he was Jesus. He was sinless, and he was there with a purpose. He wasn't just chilling. Everything he did was in alignment with the Father's will. He had a purpose being there with those people. Sure, he had fun, and why not? The rule that can keep us on track is this. When you're with unbelievers, where is Jesus? Where is Jesus in your relationship with the unbeliever? Is this person that you're sitting and relaxing with, or this person that you're attracted to, do they have an antichrist spirit? Now, especially in the case of a romantic involvement, the person might hide it. This is why time is necessary before you bind yourself to this person. You don't know who anyone really is. Be smart. So where is Jesus? Does this person have an antichrist spirit, so much so that you feel afraid or uneasy in talking to them about what you believe? Do you feel like you have to be silent? Do you feel like you have to hide who you are and be a different person in order to be accepted in that situation, in that group? That's not good. That's spiritual warfare, and you're losing. Is this person enabling your old nature or habits that you've had to submit to God? Are they enabling old nature habits? Do they encourage negative traits in you? What do they bring out? Laziness, apathy, anger, sexual immorality, gambling, whatever it might be. This too, obviously, is not good. Drop it. In such a dynamic, you or I are in the weaker position. We are under the unbeliever's influence, and thereby whatever spirit dictates them. That neither helps us or them. So what does it mean to be unequally yoked? It means putting Jesus in the back seat while you and your mate go for a joyride. It means locking him in the basement while you go out there and engage in sexual immorality, or whatever. It means putting Jesus away because you're having a good time. It's forming unions, ties with unbelievers, people who do not share your overarching beliefs and values. It doesn't mean that you're hanging around or you're only allowed to hang around with people just like you. No, personalities differ wildly. So do the experiences that form us. God has created each of us individually. And that's a beauty, that's a wonderful thing. We don't all have to be the same. That's dull. Being equally yoked means your values and your overarching beliefs are in alignment with one another. Specifically, that you both know the Father through the Son by the Holy Spirit. Cut your ties today.